Here's your news for January 29th, 2020. We're starting off with some news about WrestleMania, which is just 67 days away, as Charlotte Flair hasn't revealed her opponent just yet. After winning the Women's Royal Rumble, Flair has her choice of 3 champions to face, and according to sources, the Queen may be heading to the Gold brand. The report reads, PWInsider.com is told that Charlotte Flair is scheduled to be in Orlando, Florida for this week's episode of WWE NXT. That would indicate she will be challenging Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania 36. On Raw this week, Flair chose not to reveal her opponent for WrestleMania, and according to a separate report by Brad Shepard, the WWE are expected to, quote, shake things up. There is an idea of putting a title on Shayna Baszler before WrestleMania, but whatever happens, Flair's opponent may not be who they think. A report from Shepard said, a source indicated that WWE is expected to shake things up and put one of the women's championships on Shayna Baszler before WrestleMania. They mentioned Charlotte won't be facing who you may think at WrestleMania either. Dave Meltzer also got in on the action, saying that Flair isn't scheduled to face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania, but also isn't scheduled to face Becky Lynch, who is currently scheduled to face Shayna Baszler. As of right now, the top 3 matches for Mania are Lesnar vs. McIntyre, Reigns vs. The Fiend, and Edge vs. Orton, but expect more matches to be added to the card in the coming weeks. We mentioned that Brock Lesnar will be facing Drew McIntyre on April 5th, but at last Sunday's Royal Rumble, the Beast nearly had another encounter backstage, this time with NXT superstar Matt Riddle. Since the Rumble, various conflicting reports have emerged about what happened, but now it seems the truth has finally come out about their very one-sided conversation. According to sources of TalkSport's Alex McCarthy, Lesnar approached the original Bro backstage after years of Riddle saying he wants to retire the Beast, and told him, "Kid, you might as well stop saying my name and tagging me and shit because you and I will never work together, ever." Apparently, Riddle tried to respond, but Brock kept moving without giving him a chance, and Fightful Select says that Riddle, quote, understood what Brock was saying. All sources have confirmed that the pair didn't come to blows, but despite Lesnar's warning, we can't see the original Bro keeping quiet about his plans to retire our WWE champion. Though Riddle is known for being laid back, his actions may have had consequences on the entire WWE, as PW Insider also reported that there are now special plans in place for NXT stars wanting to mention the main roster talent on social media. The report reads, there's absolutely truth to the story, to the point that earlier today, during a media class at WWE Performance Center, there was a specific mention of not tweeting and calling out talents from Raw and SmackDown without their knowledge, which got a big laugh from the NXT talents in attendance. This means if you see an NXT superstar call out anyone from Raw or SmackDown, they probably got permission first, and the Lesnar confrontation was just the start of a bad night for the original Bro. Entering the Men's Royal Rumble, Riddle lasted less than a minute before being eliminated by King Corbin and took to social media after the match. In a tweet, the original Bro uploaded a selfie and said that everything had gone according to plan, though made it clear to his followers that he was being sarcastic. Though Riddle won't be headlining WrestleMania and seemingly won't be facing Lesnar anytime soon, perhaps the former MMA star will have a better look tonight when he and Pete Dunne aim to win the Dusty Classic Finals against the grizzled young veterans. Now, even though the shockwaves of an explosive Royal Rumble pay-per-view are still being felt, the WWE has already started looking ahead to their next pay-per-view, which will air from Saudi Arabia. On February 27th, the WWE will air their latest Super Showdown from Riyadh. According to Bodyslam.net, one huge name fans can expect to see is the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, though the website didn't hint at who the Beast's opponent will be at the show. As we know, Lesnar is slated to face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and it looks like the Beast is wanting to build momentum in Riyadh before he arrives in Tampa, Florida. Speaking of WrestleMania, one huge match scheduled for the show is Edge vs. Randy Orton, and this all started at the Royal Rumble with the Rated R Superstars return. During the Men's Rumble match, Edge eliminated his Rated RKO tag partner, and Orton got revenge the next night on Raw, attacking the Hall of Famer in the ring with a concerto, a move made famous by Edge and Christian. Since the attack, WWE.com has given updates on the condition of Edge, saying that he was rushed to a nearby medical facility to get tests. Though this report is in kayfabe, Edge's health is of the utmost importance for WWE right now, so don't be surprised if the Rated R superstar needs to get more tests done for real as he continues his miraculous return to the ring. Though Edge's return to Raw clearly didn't go according to plan, spare a thought for the United States champion Andrade, who was taken out by a hammerlock DDT on the outside by Humberto Carrillo. This attack was probably done to write Andrade out of storylines, as the US champion has received a 30-day suspension for breaching WWE's wellness policy. This suspension is the third such ruling in just a handful of weeks, after both Robert Roode and Primo Colón were suspended in December, and before then, it had been over 3 years since a suspension, with the one before these ones being Paige in mid-2006. It'll be interesting to see what the WWE do with the United States title now that the champion has been benched, and that isn't the only unanswered question. We still don't know what substance Andrade took or when the WWE found out about his violation, though according to Dave Meltzer, it must have been recently. Appearing on Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer said that it varies how much prior warning WWE is given about a superstar failing the wellness test, but he suspects it was very recently. He said, "Vince may have known and Triple H may have known yesterday, but literally nobody else. Like, the writing team wouldn't have known until Monday. It was done at that point. It wasn't like they didn't know before the Royal Rumble. You know, Andrade winning in theory, probably Vince found out on Monday, because my gut is they would have had Andrade win clean on Sunday." On the Royal Rumble kickoff show, Andrade defeated Carrillo to retain the US title, though time will tell just how long El Idolo keeps the gold following what has happened. Back to the Rumble now, and at the end of the night, one man that everybody was talking about for the right reasons was Drew McIntyre. Winning the men's Rumble match, McIntyre now has a guaranteed spot in the main event of WrestleMania, but according to the Scotsman himself, he didn't have much time before the match to soak in his upcoming victory. Speaking to Bleacher Report, McIntyre revealed he didn't know of the win until shortly before the match. He said, "I didn't know anything yesterday. I'm talking about today late. I've learned through my experience just to go with the flow, and when you get information, you take it and you perform to the best of your ability. That's why I always say sports entertainers, wrestlers don't get the credit we deserve. You've got to be thinking on your feet, you've got to be ready to improve, and you're doing your own stunts. You've got to pull the emotions out of the crowd in the direction you want them to go, and there is no business like this. We literally think on our feet." According to reports, there were plans for McIntyre to face Aleister Black at WrestleMania, though obviously WWE made the right call in nixing this idea, given the incredible response by the crowd to Drew's victory. Back to Raw now, and this week's show may have sounded different to fans thanks to the new commentary team. On the show, Byron Saxton, Tom Phillips, and Jerry Lawler called the action, and a report by the PW Insider has stated that this will be the permanent team from now on. This is a huge change from the last team of Lawler, Vic Joseph, and Dio Madden, as the latter was written out by an attack by Brock Lesnar as Madden looks to return to the ring. Saxton was on WWE's commentary team from 2015 to 2017 before moving to SmackDown, but now the former superstar turned commentator is back behind the Raw announcer's desk. We've got even more news now about the return of Edge, as the in-ring comeback of the WWE Hall of Famer is already one of the biggest news stories of the year. According to Alex McCarthy of TalkSport, Edge has penned a new deal with the WWE for 3 years, with the estimated amount being a cool $3 million per year. The report also states that Edge is expected to give 3 matches a year, though the Rated R superstar is aiming for 5 per year, with his Rumble match appearance being the first. Scheduled for a total of 25 appearances on WWE TV, it seems that fans won't have to wait long to see Edge again, but one place fans won't see him now is AEW. The same report by McCarthy states that the WWE Hall of Famer had been in talks to join All Elite Wrestling, though these plans weren't ever serious and instead just used to get leverage over WWE. This plan clearly worked, as Edge is finally back on the WWE roster, and with the rumored match against Randy Orton seemingly a lock for WrestleMania, fans won't have to wait too long to see the Rated R superstar dish out some more spears this time on the grandest stage of them all. From one unquestionable legend of WWE to two new faces in the company, as Gurvinder Singh and Sukhwinder Grewal have both reported to WWE's Performance Center. The pair won't be hard to spot in the PC as they both stand over 7 feet tall and have been trained by former World Heavyweight Champion The Great Khali. At 7 foot tall, Singh is an experienced cricketer turned actor turned wrestler, whilst Grewal stands at 7'2" and played basketball before setting his sights on WWE. The pair have also been joined by Laxmi Kant Rajput from Banda, who has athletic experience in both javelin throwing and taekwondo, and time will tell just how their careers go now that they've reported to the Performance Center. We have some sad news next, as former wrestler Carlos Roca has died at the age of 93. Roca, who was often referred to as the Portuguese champion, wrestled internationally and was best known for his time in the International Wrestling Association and the WWF. In December 1971, Roca captured the International Championship from Abdullah the Butcher, holding the gold until May 1972 when he lost it to the Sheik. The first star from Portugal to wrestle for the WWF, which would later become the WWE, Roca led a quiet life after leaving the company and retiring to Canada, and we at SlatRock would like to send our deepest condolences to his family and friends at this difficult time. Now, Booker T has done it all in wrestling, including being a two-time WWE Hall of Famer, King of the Ring, and Grand Slam winner, but the master of the Spinneroonie isn't ready to hang up his boots just yet. This week, Booker confirmed that he'll be making an in-ring return at an upcoming show for Reality of Wrestling, the promotion he founded in 2005. The last time Booker wrestled for ROW, the majority of fans couldn't help but praise the legend for the way he looked. Booker always seems like he hasn't really lost a step, which makes you wonder why WWE hasn't brought him back for the occasional match in the last few years. Though he's currently contracted with WWE, Booker's contract does allow him to make appearances elsewhere, and even recently appeared on the cruise of AEW World Champion Chris Jericho. Though WWE probably don't want Booker competing on a weekly basis, it may be in their best interests to give the 5-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion a few matches a year, or risk losing him to the competition when his contract expires. And finally today, we have some news from Sheamus, as the Celtic Warrior made an impactful return on the Royal Rumble kickoff show, where he defeated Shorty G. Following this big win, Sheamus will continue to make an impact, though outside of the ring, as he was recently announced as the pace car driver for the upcoming NASCAR Daytona 500. In a post put out by WWE, the company confirmed that the former World Heavyweight Champion will serve the honorary role at the 62nd running of NASCAR's Daytona 500, which will take place on Sunday, February 16th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Interestingly, that day is the same day as NXT TakeOver Portland, but given that pace cars are usually driven early on, fans should have plenty of time to watch the Irish superstar put pedal to the metal before catching TakeOver later that same day.